Right, I think I'm gonna move these plants into the greenhouse because although they are hardy, they are in pots, so they're a bit more vulnerable to the cold out here, and we're going to get our first frost tonight. So I'm going to take everything that I just don't want to leave to chance. I'm going to shove it in the greenhouse. Now, speaking of the greenhouse, one, I need to make some room, and two, I still haven't finished the doors. I've made the doors, but I haven't put the hinges on. So I'm not going to do that now because it's already going to be dark soon. So what I am going to do is just put an extra layer. I've got plenty more plastic, so I'll just put an extra layer over there, and I'll put this door, actually it fits in here quite nicely anyway. Even without a hinge, it's quite snug. And I'll just show you while I'm here, I'll just show you my Persicarias. Oh, if I can open this door, here it is. In here, last time I showed you there wasn't much happening. But look, here they are. So remember, I don't know if you would have watched my previous videos, but I was a bit worried because I only had 3 out of my first sowing survive. These pots are cold to the touch. I hope they're going to be okay here. So these 2 died. I'm going to move those, make some space. And then I did some more because I knew 3 wasn't going to be enough. And I wasn't really expecting them to pop up till spring, but it turns out they didn't want to wait. So they're just going to stay in here over winter. And I'm going to bring in, I'm going to bring in my, anything that I want to keep. I'm going to bring in and just put along here. I hope I can fit it all in. Actually, I might have to get another one of these shoe racks. I might do that. But for now, I'm going to just bring them all in because I think they'll be fine outside, but why take a chance, you know? I've got this far with them. I really want to see them flower next year. So I'm going to bring them in. What I'm going to bring in is this one. I think, again, it's going to be hardy. It's got some phlox in here, some flax phlox, and some more, what else has it got in here? I can't even remember. I think it's got some more creme brulee phlox. Actually, I need to tidy this up a bit. That's in the way there as well. Let me do that. In the greenhouse there. I just couldn't help notice these. Look at these roses. I mean, they're so cute, like those neat little buds, these little glowing orbs. Look at them. That's so unusual to be flowering. Look at this one here. Isn't that sweet? Look at this one. This one's nearly properly flowering. They just look so cute. Sort of just here through the greenhouse. I could see them there, look. Just glowing. A reminder of summer. That's all the delphiniums in. As I say, I don't know whether they especially need to come in. They are going to die back. But as I said, because they're in the pots, they're much more vulnerable to the soil freezing, which basically, I suppose, if you think they're hardy to zone 5, 6, then even though I'm a zone 8, 9, I never know what I am, but it's obviously more temperate here. We don't have this severe winters, but we do obviously get frost. But of course, if the roots are above ground in these small wet pots, that kind of climate is going to feel more like a possibly 5 or 6 or 7, because it's just going to be much more vulnerable to freezing and, you know, root damage. So therefore, that's why I'm bringing them in. That's my dog telling me to open the back door. She wants to go in because it is cold. So I'll rearrange these. In fact, actually, now that I can fit those on there, I can use this in the greenhouse. So that's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. because I'm not going to put, these are Canterbury bells, so I'm not going to put these in the greenhouse. Or should I? I'm terrible. Maybe I should put some of them in the greenhouse. I think I'll put some of them in the greenhouse. These are Sweet William. They're not going in the greenhouse. And then I'll free up this little stand here, which I can put in the greenhouse and put some more things on it. The other thing I forgot to show you was my ranunculus. When I was digging up my borders, I had these ranunculus sprouting. So I've obviously dug them up out the borders and put them in these pots. But you know, we talk a lot about the soaking of ranunculus and the pre-sprouting, but as you can see here, these just all came up naturally, and obviously I've transplanted them into pots. Again, I have the same concern that the pots will be cold, but they're on the ground. It's pretty sheltered here. There's these other terracotta pots keeping them a bit warm, so they should be okay. But the point of me showing you these is that these, you know, they didn't, that whole pre-sprouting thing, that pre-sprouting thing is good if you want to control, oh then, hang on a minute, what's going on here? It hasn't even hardly got any roots on it there, look. Anyway, if you want to control the environment and the dampness, etc., which you do need to do, because they do need to be, they definitely don't want to be dry. They do need to, those roots, those corms need to be nice and soaked. We've had a really wet autumn, so of course they've soaked naturally on their own, and then they've sprouted as you would any hardy annual that you can start in the previous summer. So hardy annuals such as, say for instance, a foxglove. Typically you would start your foxgloves for flowering next year. You would start them the previous July. So these basically started, they didn't start in July, they probably started more like September, and then they've grown on a bit, and then these will overwinter in here to give you earlier flowers. If they were to stay outside, they would die back, but they would still come back in the spring, but you wouldn't get them particularly early. It would be more late May, June, depending on, you know, depending on your climate. It could be earlier if you have a different climate, but in my climate, it's typically the end of May, early June, before it gets really too hot, that these will really take off. Just sort of bunch them all together so they create their own little microclimate, a bit more sheltered, a bit more foliage to keep the... I did actually just seal up this back window with an extra bit, so it's almost double in parts. And I have just put a couple of staples because it's pretty windy. In fact, it's the cold wind that... This is actually the cold wind that is the chill factor right now. So what I don't want is this blowing and letting all the cold wind in. And then I'm going to do the same with the door, but I'm not doing that yet, this door. So this door actually fits snugly. I can snug it in. I don't know why I don't just put the hinges on it. Well, I do know, it's because I'm busy. And then again, I'll just staple it so it doesn't blow out. But as you can see, it looks pretty. I've got this flap for any gaps in the door. I have that flap of plastic there, but it's looking pretty cozy in there. And it's the effect of just blocking off the wind is, you know, is actually quite dramatic. But I am still worried about the root balls of these plants here. But I'm not, what I don't want to do is fuss. So anything that can't hack it in here is probably something I'm not going to bother growing again, to be honest. You know, I've taken reasonable precautions, and that's really all I'm prepared to do for this kind of gardening. You know, anything that you know, needs more than this. I don't mind if the odd thing needs to go inside, but all these, I don't know if these are going to survive. I hope they do. Again, these just experimenting. We'll see if they all survive. My goodness, this garden is going to be an absolute dream next summer. We'll see. Okay. Right, so out of Staples. My camera is telling me it's too dark to film. Right, I'm gonna live on the edge and film anyway. How about that? All the gaps are covered. That should be really cosy in there. Just hope it doesn't blow off. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better. Just, yeah. Of course, it would have been easier to just put the hinges on. Because I'll have to do this again tomorrow night. But my hands are freezing cold. That's it. That's it for today. Oh, it'd be interesting to film the afternoon after. There was definitely a light frost this morning. There was some frost on this table here. It was like, you know, when it's almost like snow, it's kind of quite thick. The table was very wet, but as you can see, these plants have done, they're fine. And so a light frost doesn't affect them. And even hasn't really even affected these snapdragons, which I was going to repot this. So the snapdragons are still there. Let's have a look around. These marigolds still hanging in. These snapdragons still even flowering. So light frost doesn't harm them when they're in the ground like that. So let's open up the greenhouse. I'll have to I'll just pull that off a minute there. And have a look in here, and you can see it's kind of wilted the I forgot what they're called, delphiniums, but nothing else is affected at all, and that's to be expected with the delphiniums. They will die back. Nothing in here is frozen. So I feel like I did the right thing moving them in. Everything seems to be in the right place, so I'm happy with that. So that was the next day after a light frost, how everything looks.